So, last night, when I was on the bus coming home, I read online on Twitter, I saw other people talking about this, and I was just like, really? This happened? Sasha Banks and Naomi apparently walked out of WWE Raw last night, and basically, according to a lot of reports, and it was even acknowledged on TV, Corey Graves healed it up on what happened. Apparently, the ladies put their tag titles on John Laurinaitis' desk, his makeshift office, wherever they were, and walked out. And, a lot of people are coming to their defense a little bit, saying, well, I'm not surprised. Can you blame them? Because apparently Sasha Banks went to Vince that day because they found out what was going to happen, found out potentially what the outcome was, and that didn't sit well with her. And so she had a bit of a blow up, from what we understand, and just left. And Naomi went with her. But what really perplexes a lot of fans is why would Naomi go with her if one of the reports that has come out indicates that Naomi was supposed to be the one going over in this match and getting the shot at Bianca Belair at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's like, why would Naomi do this knowing that this opportunity is in front of her? Well, apparently that's not the end of it, because the rest of the story indicates that Naomi would be the first of the two to get a title shot at Hell in a Cell. Sasha on SmackDown would challenge Ronda Rousey for a shot at Hell in a Cell. And both the tag team champions would get, individual championship matches against the top tier champions on each brand. But here's what happened though. Apparently they found out that, not only are you going to get these shots, guys, but you're only going to get these shots to make them look good because you're not going to win. And you're just going to go back to the way you were afterwards. And I guess it just was enough. I guess it was just, the icing on the cake, the last straw, if you will, for Sasha. And I guess Naomi felt the same way in support of her. And they just said, screw you. If you don't want to treat us with respect, because we're the tag champs, we swallowed. Basically, what I'm understanding is they swallowed their pride. And instead of getting the big payoff matches at Mania that they thought they were going to get because, because the plans were changed, and they instead, agreed to go with the tag title win, they took the tag titles and said, hey, well, if you're not going to treat us with respect as the champs that you had us become at WrestleMania, instead of giving us the matches what we knew we should have gotten, then here, have your damn belts back, we're out of here. Now, what's interesting though, and it kind of throws a lot of people off, is WWE's putting out a statement, talking about this whole situation, bringing it all up. And one of the things they say at the end is they do apologize for not being able to deliver the main event they had advertised, even though it was at last minute. Or as far as we know, it was at last minute. Maybe the people where they were already knew about it, but we would find out later that day. So it really is perplexing to a lot of folks. Like, okay, wait a minute. These ladies, we can understand getting frustrated with the creative differences of what's going to happen and all that. So we can understand the frustration, wanting to walk out, do this, da-da-da-da-da. But why would they acknowledge it on television in some capacity? Why would they acknowledge it through a letter on their own website, which they never do? Why would they do all this? And from what I am sensing, folks, and maybe it's just an opinion, because Sean Ross Sapp talked about this, Brian Alvarez, Dave Meltzer, whether you believe Dave Meltzer or you don't. But like I said, Alvarez, Sean Ross Sapp, PWInsider, all these people have basically reported the same thing, but they've also reported different, scenarios when it came to it, different, outcomes related to it. And then all coming together and saying that, oh, by the way, WWE did this as well. And now it's making people wonder, well, wait a minute. Could this actually be all a work? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's the feeling I'm getting from a lot of folks that are now looking at, wait a minute, why would WWE do this? and not keep silent about it like they've done before? Why would they do this? And the only thought that's going through some people's minds is this a work? Is this a work shoot storyline that they're going to go with? You know, with these two? Because you got to remember, Naomi is married to Jey Uso, who is the cousin of Roman Reigns, that she is family to Roman. And anybody she's close friends with, like a Sasha Banks, is family as well. So you got to wonder if maybe this is all a storyline, a work shoot style storyline, to where here you have these two ladies swallow their pride, and now they find out this was going to happen, and they're not going to want to deal with it anymore, and so they're going to walk out and threaten to leave, go goodbye completely, unless they get what they want. It makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder, because again, why would WWE put out a letter saying, hey, we're sorry we couldn't deliver on the advertised main event that we promised, as well as acknowledge what happened? You know, it just doesn't make any true sense in a lot of folks, because now it's like, wait a minute, is this real? Is this legit? Or is this a work? Because there is one thing we will give WWE credit for, as much as we hate to say it, if there's one thing we will give them credit for, is when it comes to really trying to blur the lines between, you know, fiction and reality, you know, with the right players in place, they can make it work. With the right players and storyline in place, they can make it work. So you have to wonder, you have to think to yourself, is this, you know, is this basically in that category? Is this a work shoot storyline, you know, that, you know, they just decided to do at the suggestion of somebody because, hey, these are two talented ladies. One is married, you know, into the bloodline, you know, hardest, you know, act right now. You know, why not go with something that, you know, feels real with them, and basically also kind of plays into the fact that, hey, you know, here's Naomi, who's, like I said, married into the bloodline, not getting the respect she deserves, you know, even after swallowing her pride and all that. And here's her friend with her that's done everything she can for the company, not getting what she deserves. You know, I guess it writes itself. But why would you do this? Now, there is another scenario I'm sure people are coming up with, and that is maybe it's WWE's way of just writing out the tag team titles. Like they realize, hey, we don't have that many women for a women's tag team division. Let's just write out the titles and be done with it. Maybe that's it. We don't know. We don't really know, but it is kind of interesting, you know, to really look at right now, because it's like, well, wait a minute. These, you know, this just doesn't make sense. Like, you know, legitimately, realistically, you can understand the frustration, you know, on both ends, Sasha and Naomi's. We get that. But, you know, why would WWE do this? Why would they kind of break kayfabe, break the fourth wall, if you will, break the illusion? You know, it seems kind of fishy. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think this is a work? Do you think this is legit? What are your thoughts? Comment below, and I'm out.